there's two halves to every game of Counter-Strike, but in this one, there was a one crazy 7-0, and then there was a 16-0 that made absolutely no sense. So I've got these lovely gentlemen to try and explain what the hell just happened. How do you get 7 rounds and then lose 16 in a row? What is this?
I'll start this off. Pass.
Yeah, I think, can we just let like the audience opinion or something, like a vote maybe, or
phone a friend?
Yeah, phone a friend. That would be what I probably need to do right now. That was so weird, right? So violent, so ruthless. Spirit completely destroyed them. You know, we prefaced that. We said, first of all, Spirit feeling good on Dust 2. They have shown it already versus Big. And then we said these are two momentum-based teams. I don't think there's any more momentum-based in this game. 7-0 turned into a 16-0. Chopper, we said when he's activated, he has hell of an impact. Well, I let you look at the stats. 25 kills, 1.67 ratio. He has 125 ADR as well. 6 and 2 in opening kills. Mir was always up there at 21 kills as well. So we have the Vegas Rodman duo really pulling the heavyweights here. But it was basically everyone. And if you look at the other end of that spectrum, you have all of the Harlesian player between 11 and 14 frags. So it wasn't even one player slacking that was abused by Spirit in terms of positioning. It was just everyone was one step behind.
And after such a strong start, to see Hard Legion fall apart, they didn't completely lose their grasp on the rounds, still managing to consistently pull out opening duels, winning 13 in total, and yet still, despite having those early advantages in the rounds, they were losing it directly afterwards when it came down to the executes. This was nuts from Spirit, a team I underestimated their ability to come back. It is Dust 2, so it's always open, but 16 rounds in a row is not exactly the kind of openness on the map I would have expected.
I think what was most impressive for me, it was eye disbalance, considering you think an AWP on Dust 2 should be doing heavy amounts of damage, looking really strong. Well, he didn't even have to get that involved, and it was still that easy for him.
No, he was in the back seat, had a really good time. He was in a limousine, just enjoying life, having some music on, looking at around him. That was a pretty good situation for him. And this was so one-sided that now I feel like it shifts the discussion about Inferno, because we prefaced that in the pre-show saying, very tactical map, we're probably going to give Harlesian the edge on that one. But because of how this happened, the fashion with which Spirit actually destroyed Harlesian, there is no other words that we can use. Now you start to think, well, would that just transfer to Inferno? Are we going to see a whitewash again? Honestly, I think there is a possibility now. Yeah. It's going to be on Hard Legion to show that they can bounce back from an actual 16 rounds loss in a row.
It's going to be a true test of their mental strength here for Hard Legion, because Spirit just gave them just not only a good showing, but also a way of saying, we are the better team, we are more dominant, and our individual skills is all we really need.
Well, let me show you this for Team Hard Legion. When they came up against, we just talked about the Oppers there, Idis Balance and Speedak. In their head-to-head duels, Speedak won 4 out of 4 of them. And Idis Balance wasn't able to find those opping frags, and yet still,
didn't change.
Somehow, despite having opping superiority, Hard Legion couldn't get it done. And it was also when it came to the buy rounds that they were losing, obviously, because they won those first couple, obviously getting them on the board before the ops come out. Yeah. Then the ops come out, and they're winning those fights, still not connecting rounds. What the hell was going on?
You got to a point when you're watching this and you just go, well, Hard Legion, not only did you not have the answer, but you also couldn't even get any bit of luck on your side.
No.
Because everything was against them. Yeah, and that's crushing mentally to a team. Because it's one thing to lose a game that's like, oh, yep, cool, it was their pick. It was a nice try. But you had a 7-0 start. You're thinking, oh, we got a good chance here. We're going to make this competitive.
I mean, come on, it's Dust 2 as well, so it's not like you can say, oh, well, when the guns came out, the strategies they had just showed us out. We couldn't figure out the map. Like, there's 3 things they can do, for God's sake.
Yeah, no, it's, I mean, this is the poster for, like, a mental breakdown for a team. Because first of all, again, this is a domestic matchup. I mean, I don't know if people realize, but there is an emotional side to it. Whenever you play against someone from a region, you want to win. As you say, pride, ego, you want to win, you want to be that best team. Again, 16 rounds in a row, we've said it many times, we're going to say it many other times. And also, this is the first time Spirit actually take a map off of Hard Legion. They were 4-0 in maps going into this. So now, you talk about who has the firepower with them, who has the momentum. Well, clearly it's Spirit. They came into this game, in my opinion, as underdog, slightly, sure, but underdog, speaking about the depth of the map pool and all that, and what Hard Legion had shown. Well, everything just flown out the window right now. Let's forget about everything we said in the pre-show, because this was so mental that I think it shifted all the discussion.
Now, going on to this Inferno, we can see here on the screen, right, last 3 months of stats, some good results in there, taking down Big, taking down Game Legion, teams like that. But for Spirit, it's not like they can't play Inferno. It's not like they're bombing out of every single game they've ever played on Inferno. They do have a bit in there with it. And that's where I'm scared, because it's not like they're going into it where we're the clear favourites. It's actually, no, you still need to be able to perform really well to win Inferno.
I kind of have flashbacks of Vegas Squadron's Inferno when they were playing on the CT side, basically treated it as a T side.
Yeah, just rushing.
They would rush down middle, rush down second middle, rush down apps. They'd take the fight to you all the time. So I'm looking forward to see if this is going to be the same situation here, because if there was ever a time to feel comfortable when you're a player of Counter-Strike, that is when you just won 16 rounds in a row. I think that's the epitome of feeling great about yourself. So let's look forward to see if they can be that aggressive. They're going to start on the CT side as well. Will they stay on the bomb sides, or will they just gather up down middle?
Mate, if you've just had a game where you've run 16 rounds in a row, I'm pushing every position, and I'm saying, you want this gun in your face? Oh, you're dead.
You know, it's a thing. It's actually a trend in the CIS region now amongst teams like Gambit youngsters. Even the likes of Hard Legion from time to time pulling out the start on the T side on some maps. You're not going to do it on Nuke. You might not do it on Overpass, but Inferno is certainly one they could pull it out on. But I would at this point rather the safe play and start CT side.
Well, let's get into Inferno. Let's see if Hard Legion can have any way to bounce back into it, as it's time to go to Alex and Henry once again to see if this game will be just as devastating for Hard Legion as Dust 2 was.
Thank you so much, fellas. Yeah, a similar conversation to the one we started during Dust 2 is what can Hard Legion do to bounce back? They've had a moment's respite from what was a spree, a slew of 16 rounds in a row in favor of Team Spirit. Let's see if that momentum favors them coming into our second map. Interesting setup. They're actually hanging out by the bridge. 3 members going for a late second mid to apps push.
Absolutely disastrous scenes in the first map, but this is their pick. But as we mentioned, it's hardly an exciting prospect moving on to Inferno. It's not like you're going to have a massive jump on them. Someday Young holding towards a pit. He will be tested. He's got a player beneath him as well. This is all about the bait and switch here. You don't see this too often. Can be very effective on a pistol round, but if the Molotov lands in position, they could be rumbled. Chop up. He's got the smoking kit, but he's towards B side of the map here. Smoke's deployed towards library. And they are going to commit towards quad, so some to be tested. Now, will they anticipate 2 players there? They haven't got a smoke to extinguish that, so iDefense has to move.
Oh, he's just walked into it. He got it all wrong. Still finding the first, but Forrester will thrive. And 4 still alive. 3 were stacked up on towards B, so the rotate now coming in from Spirit. They have the time to choose their plant spot wisely. Very exposed plant now could be held from pit, from graveyard, from site, and look at the after plant. You go around that corner. That decoy he threw out. Yeah, it is just going to be peppering, drawing perhaps a little bit of fire and attention towards the pit, but they have to clear it anyway.
Oh, they're going to smoke the bomb and just hope for the best. They think he can't get the quick kill. There is a defuse get into the mix as well, so Chopper needs to jump on the defuse any second now.
But the bomb's behind, it's planted different, and the smoke's not there, and now the frag's coming in, Speed Axe, Fiat, the whole shebang. We have the round secured for Hard Legion.
I was hoping that smoke landed on top of the bomb. They'd actually have a chance. They'd be all right. It was planted in all the position. Hard Legion, once again, winning the pistol here. It's a great start for them. It was a nice idea as well. The double stack towards the pit. As I mentioned, if the Molotov comes through, they didn't have the smoke to actually extinguish it. Flashbang came through as well. Absolute chaos ensued. And it will be Team Spirit to give up the pistol round. A decent attempt on the retake. They took 4 players down with the blast as well. But we'll get into a pause. I assume technical, yes, indeed, confirmed for this second round, so no one can chat here, and we are going to see, we talked about it earlier, but probably a force spike coming in from Team Spirit. It's Inferno, you want to get your CZs out, your smokes.
It's powerful, I mean, especially because of those choke points. If you can hold the aggressive line, power of a smoke grenade, and Hard Legion, they have been known to take their time. We saw their T side admittedly fall rather flat in that second half, not a single round posted. And so the force by an interesting set of choices. So smoke grenades not a priority, Disbalance choosing not to invest fully, perhaps pursuit of a later AWP.
So the double mag 7, now you don't see this too often. Helmets as well. Really trying to force issue. That gun did get a reduction in price earlier in the year. Thought it'd be a little bit more viable than it was, but maybe this is the way to use it. Second round, you're up against 3 AKs in a Krieg. You'll do very well to win this round without the smokes. It's normally by making the T's very uncomfortable, running that clock down, and then forcing into uncomfortable execution. That's normally where you'll see the success come through. Shotguns, I'm not sure. I'd be impressed to see it work, but Kinky now lost B control. They're going to have to commit to an A push here. Sundar Young holding towards the boiler. A little bit of assist here from Magic to make sure he's in position safely. Time is ticking away now. One smoke available. Magic smokes middle now. That's actually pretty massive.
45 seconds. Surely you want to get that smoke out soon.
Yeah, he
now
wanted
the
to.
contact. And he can immediately smoke off short. Forrester eliminated. And Sundar Young was so patient. He's been allowed to get away. Chipping away now. The flank does arrive. Chopper will keep him honest and now can fall back. This is smart. They've even left the curveball in Mur. He'll be setting himself up towards T-Spawn, but they look to hunt Chopper. Now the timing's going to get awkward. They've left Crad to deal with that T-Steps presence, and that's a duel that's going to take place right now. To B they go, and Chopper,
no.
he had to take one. The dink into Kinky.
That was it. It looked like their round. They had this one.
They did.
They gave a bit too much respect there. The shotgun, not the ideal weapon from T-Spawn, and Mur surely will be taken down by a bit of assist here from the top of Banana. Oh, this is a very awkward round.
Oh dear, hang on a second. Now the advantage has swung again. Team Spirit closing the gap.
I don't know what to make of this one. Time is ticking away. Remember, no kits in play. Kinky at 3 HP, both of them towards the emo position here. Magix, if he comes in with a quick kill towards a pillar, they might stand a chance. Doesn't get it, taken down. That should be it now, but they know it's where he is. They need to get defuse going now and confirm this kill quickly, which they cannot. That should be it now. There won't be enough time for the 10-second defuse, and he knows it. Mur will have to fall back. Good effort, I have to say. It might yield another buy from the CD side, considering they saved the AK-47 here, but it will be 2-0. Felt like Team Spirit had that one, though, especially with the push down Banana, finding 3 players in the back, unable to find the headshots. All 5 go down, and I dare say Spirit will invest similarly.
I loved the call from Chopper. When he pushes down Banana and sees 4 people top mid, just knife out, charging back to B. Realizing time was on his side, he just couldn't quite find the frags.
So what will they invest with? They're not actually going for it. With the AK there and 5 kills found, I would say that would certainly be worth investigating, but obviously not required.
No, instead they're kind of counting on more of the same. Good catch from Mir.
A little bit sloppy there. They've not used any Molotov at the start. They haven't flashed it. Just dry peek, and you're going to be punished for that. It's Kinky going down. Dry peek again towards middle. This time a little bit more successful. Need to start utilizing those grenades. They've got a few of them, to be fair. Magic's now with the Zeus up close towards the apartments, but he's got Forrester beneath him. He's snuck in towards the hay bales here.
Powerful. Mir's only got an AK caught, and the round confirmed. Just unarmored pistols remain in 3 versus 2, and perhaps just a little bit of a chance there from Sundar Young, but it's not to be. And so round 3 pretty much confirmed at this point. It's just going to be Sundar Young hoping to scavenge away the AK. He does manage to sweep it just before Sviat continues his clear. So they'll be taking an MP7 and an AK-47 into the next. The poor MP7, the unloved SMG bastard child. Doesn't get enough love, I'm telling you. MAC-10, UMP, MP9, lots of SMGs, and another frag this time for SDY. But no rounds to show for it. 3 in a row now for Legion.
Well, 2 players survived. It was a good effort there from Mur especially. Manages to get a couple of kills with the AK-47. You see some holes in the offense of Hard Legion there, but they get the 3-0. That's all they had to do, but they had a 7-0 start on Dust 2. Didn't actually end too well for them. 16-7 reverse sweep coming in from Team Spirit. Have a look at the replay here. The most impressive shots of the round were from Mur. As I mentioned, not really any utility brought to the table there, and that cost them a couple of frags, but able to sneaking up towards the Haybell's position. That was Forrester. He saved the day with a couple of very crucial frags with the MAC-10 there, and we get to the first proper gun round. They've managed their money well. Team Spirit didn't overinvest. That means they get a AWP for Idis Balance, who hasn't been necessarily the most impressive all with it. Give that to Speedak.
Yeah, no, definitely. He won that duel on Dust 2, despite the hard times of Hard Legion. Seeing much more of the utility battle transpiring now in the 4-buy. Flash high. And advance just around the corner in time.
It was the MAC-10 had the swing as well. The AK there probably gets a kill, no problem. But still, Hard Legion in control. Have been some expensive rounds here. They're not exactly rolling in cash. Thank you with the MAC-10 still. They can get the 4-0 here. They'll be in a fantastic position, but up against that saved couple of AKs.
Through the smoke? My God, what are they doing? Don't clear it, Magix. He'll take a double before Forrester can get to him. Advantage gifted to Team Spirit with one of their newest pickups. And now towards B they go. It's the right call. Only Chopper, and he's got half health to work with. But how long do they wait? There isn't nades to be thrown. It is just going to be contact. So what's the call? Sviat will start the clear. Kinky with him. Forrester to Molly new box. Chopper on CT boost. 30 seconds. The rotate is on its way.
It's a common pre-fire. He's got half health, but they haven't been exactly great at clearing out corners here. They've got no utility in the Mac 10 jumping across. That's perfect, but the bomb going down and CT spawn, certainly not. This kill has to come through for Forrester. And now a 3 versus 1 Kinky on the Mac 10. He can grab the bomb, and somehow he can't believe he's alive still. He'll get a Krieg, and with 10 seconds remaining, it's very unlikely he gets much more than this. Opening kill. You can sacrifice one player to push in and try and deny the plant.
There it comes. Okay.
Let's either commit or don't. That was the worst of both. He sent the AWPer in the P250, like just after the bomb's gone down. That wasn't ideal.
That was set to fail.
Yeah.
My God, yeah. You can see a world where he gets just enough time to get his weapon out. He gets his crosshairs on eye disbalance. It's pistol versus rifle at that point, and they're coming in with 2 1v1s. Whew, sigh of relief, sweat off the brow. Team Spirit do succeed in their first bite, their first test.
And the money should be actually pretty broken here for Hard Legion. They got the bomb down there, but they lost so many players in the build-up to this situation. So investing, not even partially really, it's going to be an eco territory situation. We're going to see I disbalance the AWP towards middle, up against P250s, 1 Deagle and a CZ, a couple of sets of Kevlar, and they've smoked towards Arch side. Hard Legion. Currently a map down. But on their pick, 3-1 up. Magix will be rotating from the B side of the map back towards Arch. Sending 3 there at the start. Now Chopper to be tested once again. Decent incendiary will buy some time here. Kinky just in front of the flames. Not for long though. Takes significant damage. And the grenade will wipe him out. 50 damage there inflicted. Will remove him from the equation. Chopper's still comfortable, but the fact he just got a kill there suggests there might be more on the other side. So we'll call for a rotation from Mer.
He has support now. No utility on Mer. Chopper only with a flashbang. So this B defense is going to be bullets. Good flash. Going to show, and Chopper's just done it all. 3-man spray. All bodies dropped in a quick, neat, tidy second under the belt of Team Spirit. 4 kills in the round from Chopper. Now Hard Legion, for those of you that missed the first map, fell to a spectacular spree. 16 rounds on the trot across the 2 halves. 16-7 the final score. And a big part of that was Chopper, who has now found his footing once again on Inferno. Levels him up with everyone else. And into round 6. Let's see how this battle for Banana transpires early. Molly, deep smoke, and no early damage from the HEs, so that's somewhat of a gift. Admittedly, there wasn't too many in play. Now they arrive late towards Bananas. Yeah, it's going to be safe and sound. Oh, those speculative shots connecting in the smokes. Yeah. Nursing his wounds. He's only down to 71 though, and this default continues for Hard Legion.
Certainly does. And with 4 smokes remaining, no Molotovs, it will be a very difficult round to find some space here. Their approach in terms of vehicles has been fantastic. They've looked a little clumsy at times, and it will be someday young to open things out. That's Krad going down a quad side towards the border, I believe. And the bomb's still down at T steps, so still a minute on the clock here, but now really running out of resources and manpower. Sviat to 71. Krad's already been taken out of the equation, and Sviat, the player, has been tagged. He is swinging out, looking towards the coffin's head. He's hoping to find a quick kill. Smokes in terms of the CT setup. Chopper with nothing. Same story for Mer. He's got 1 smoke remaining, so if he wants to get that down, now would be the right time. And it does force him through. They're going to commit off this, and it's a lovely shot from Chopper. That's all he's going to get. He does very well to get a double kill out of that one.
He does this so often. Sviat, however, is thrown into a 1 versus 3. Always good for 2, Mr. Chopper.
Yeah, somehow.
Not going to be Sviat. He gave it a good shot, just holding back on the back of the bomb site. Like the reposition idea, so should he have got that down, they might have expected the coffins in construction, wasted time, had the element of surprise. And this is a new one, the giant filter, I guess. The Slender Man filter.
That's my favorite one.
Skinny boys.
Skinny tall boys.
God, it's so long. The longest spawn. And we're into another dire times for Hard Legion. They're going to start getting flashbacks if they start stringing together some significant CT rounds. But it's been 3 so far on the trot. Team Spirit set for the 4th as well. This will be the transition of the lead. They won the pistol and converted, albeit every single round they won was down to the minutia. 1 alive in their successful pistol, 0 alive in their successful second, and only 2 left kicking in their third. So they have been kept honest, and that is the current lay of the land. Oh, Magis got caught with a pin pulled. Mir, however, holding his ground. He needs a second, can't get it. Spinak leaping to take that fight. Chopper, however, he's here, and he tends to deliver.
Well, this is the first real chance they've had in some time, but up against Disbalance, the AWP, they haven't got any flashes to avert his situation, and at this point, rattling off a couple of shots, but he probably knows that they're not going to come anywhere near it now. He could even justify rotating, I would say. Not that won't happen, obviously, but at this point, there's no way they're going to go challenge the AWP when they only have 1 rifle, which has been removed at this point. Back towards quad they go. Samdai Young just absolutely obliterates them with the Krieg, and then now it's a 3 versus 1. So a decent effort there, especially from the likes of Spidak, who manages to get a couple of kills with the M4, but ultimately now 4 rounds in a row. Similar scenes to Dust 2, Alex, but not quite as forgiving as they had the 7-0 starts on Dust 2.
Yeah, and they've been building the bank now. 5 men alive, 3-3. Plenty of hearts beating, plenty of bank accounts starting to swell. Some Young closing in on 10K. Disbalance is already there with a fully bought up AWP. That's a good bank account for Team Spirit. I'm sure Team Spirit fans now wondering how this one can go awry.
Well, time will tell.
It's gone so well for them over the course of these last, well, maths is hard. Few rounds. Just going to give up.
The last few rounds.
Few rounds. I don't want to try and do some simple addition.
So this is a technical timeout. Gives us a chance to look at the performance from Samdai Young here with the Krieg. Bomb down. Job done. And we'll see round 8 coming up. So just a small microphone issue, I believe. So I'm never sure how this goes down while the game's live. Like if it's working when you go in, like how does that change?
I've never had that. Have you ever played a game of Counter-Strike where your mic stopped working?
No, it stopped working off every, like it doesn't make sense, does it?
No. But it is so common.
Yeah.
So I can't help but wonder that maybe it's to do with the the audio setup. There is additional audio setups on these stages with the whole noise cancellation.
It's normally, they're pumping in white noise, which might be the case here. Like that can sometimes get a little bit funny and be too loud, I assume. But hopefully resolved very quickly here. If you are just joining us, it's the final best of 3 of the day. This is our 4th one. It's an ambitious day by any Counter-Strike schedule. We're kind of praying for a couple of 2-0s in there, which we got. We're currently at 9 p.m. here in Malta. What could be the final map? Thinking back to some of the historic 4 best of 3 days, Alex, Katowice's got to come to your mind.
It does. It
was a great day.
It was a day. It was a day.
You and I there till a good 3 in the morning.
Yeah, I
think
think
like that.
I do remember it being about
The arena empty.
completely empty. It's like 1:32 a.m. and I'm doing like a. Well,
Good times.
we're continuing now.
We've been there since like 8 a.m. as well.
Yeah, and the crew had done, I'm pretty sure, some ridiculous shift just to get that.
That was like
running.
the last time they were like, right, this can't happen again.
We
but
really
here we are, giving it another go.
Doing
and
it again.
Working out,
Yeah, I mean, when the mics don't need fixing, every game. Fortunately, it looks like it's been resolved, so we can go ahead and jump ourselves back into what is round 8. And a wry smile, probably the face that Team Spirit were pulling.
Oh, classic knife, respect.
Respect to the classic knife gang. We do have a James Bond in the server, actually. It's going to be Mr. Crad.
Yeah, not ideal after just losing 16-7. You've got the 3-0 start. You've got, oh, my boys going to carry me through this. And then, well, actually, no, we just won the pistol. And that seems to be it so far. But they have got a full buy here. I say that. They are lacking some necessary equipment in terms of utility. But they're going for a faster mid approach here. You can see they're trying to beat the smokes through. And it's worked out for one. But the dink did actually land. So if I shoot the Molotov, there will be a trade. But here we go. Much better. Let's just do this every round.
Yeah, more of this.
Fast-paced, brutal aggression. Manages to convert a couple of kills, and that's the round.
And yeah, Crad got his first kill. It was a heroic one to open up the round. Magix did manage to burn him from the afterlife, but now just 2 remain, Mir and Chopper. Not really a realistic goal for them. Instead, probably going to look to try and catch a couple on the exit, try and keep the Hard Legion finances broken. But the successful round victory will keep Hard Legion level, 4-4. And they'll just be holding fast, so that you can see from Sviat's position that they don't plan to move a muscle. He's just going to take this bomb blast, perhaps maybe a bit more passive. Okay, so you said you want to do that again. Let's recap what that was. That was fast A.
Very fast A. You can see them committing with the smokes, but actually going through middle as the CT reactions are coming through. So you see all those smokes glide over. Your initial reaction is, I need to get my incendiary, I need to reposition here. And you're swinging through the initial flames, so they're actually falling back. And then if you land that first shot like Krad did, it opens the floodgates. All this done, the CTs are scrambling to get in position. They can't drop their smokes, and they're actually just on the back foot entirely. So especially when you've been presenting slow defaults throughout, and then you go for one of those real pounce plays while the smokes are still on their way, that can be very effective. But yeah, it's difficult to maintain that after you've done it a couple of times. CTs will just be holding there and not moving their scopes. But it is a very similar approach.
Very, very similar. Towards they go. Arch last time was held by Magix. At this point, though, he's found himself towards Pit, and they have got a lot of access now.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. It worked so well previously. Let's give it another go. Why not?
No bloodshed yet. It's now Speed Axe nade onto some Die Young, but Magix in quick response. He's got more here. He can even get a third. Forrester's head just the tippy top seen, but it's still enough for him to connect. Will retrieve the bomb. And not opting to rush this plant. Instead, he's anticipating another aggressive CT. He'd be right to do so, but Chopper opting for the ups suggestion. And oh no. Oh, Chopper, he's going to be mad at that one. Caught fumbling with his utility. Forrester's aggression now enables a 2v2 and a fake plant, no less. He's so convinced that they're going to be pushing through. And Mir's timing couldn't be better. After so much time spent waiting for the aggress. Now he's managed to set himself up on hay bales. Kinky's holding a real tight line, though. They should have this. They're coming through. Oh, but already they push in. Mir draws the fire. Kinky left into a 1 versus 2. It's disbalanced with the pistol. That's one advantage, and oh, we couldn't choose. They went as wide as they possibly could to make that adjustment as long and laboured as it could have been.
It got a bit awkward with the positioning of him being behind the bomb side box there, because if he does get that initial kill, he still have, what, a second to reposition. But either way, Team Spirit handled it well, and they were under pressure there. It felt like there was a chance that that same approach from Hard Legion could have worked out for them, focusing towards the arch side, trying to pincer the A site, but the pit play coming through was sublime. Managing to duck and weave and get 2 kills and buy enough time, more importantly, for the rotations to come through. As we'll see, go 5-4 with the bomb planted. Hard Legion have another pretty strong buy overall. Speed out with the AWP once again, but a few of the key names missing overall. But still early on in the game, 5-4. Certainly looking decent in that respect. Looking for the 2-0 though, Team Spirit. Invest heavily into this round. Grenades have cost them dearly. And again, I think it's another fast middle. It's the same smoke towards Library. Maybe they'll go towards Quad this time, pushing through the flames again. Krad's lost most of his health, but they've busted through, and they will be going towards Art. It's a rinse and repeat. This is the 3rd time in a row now.
Yeah, and Mir, he's worked it out. Perfect line held. He gets 2 and gets away. Tucks in. Sviat could get caught out. That would be the bomb. Likely the round as well. It feels like Mir's done enough. He has perfect timing.
Sick.
Triple kill and round 1.
That was so well played, because he wanted to get on the atrium there, but it's a really awkward jump. But you can just tuck yourself in enough, and then times it so well. The fact that he checked it, assumed he'd actually fallen back completely, gets himself a 3rd. And that is the 3rd time we've seen that strategy. This time a bit of a variation, instead of pincering the site. Same smoke, same approach, but going towards Arch. But they get mowed down. The Krieg on the CT side, in a position like that, where you can line them up, it just chews through multiple opponents like that. Like, it just absolutely...
I mean, the combination of 3 bullets time to kill and that 1 bullet headshot, it's just a mowdown.
Absolutely. Well, Forrester just looking to cause any sort of financial ruin he can at this point, but nothing there. More Kriegs to be obtained on the CT side. 6-4, no bomb planted. With full stage loss bonus, the coach will sit back down, knowing probably a partial buy on the agenda here. Certainly have looked like the more convincing team. That's what I'm talking about. This does so much damage to multiple opponents there. And then the timing on the 3rd as well. They didn't look like a right mug.
I like it when you get a bit London.
Yeah.
You right mug, you.
We'll see. Just around $3,000 for Hard Legion. Another tactical timeout. See if this is where they can steal a round away potentially. And Inferno can happen to the CZs. They've only really kind of brought one strategy to the table so far, though, in terms of these gun rounds.
Yeah, and it's an interesting observation that the only thing that worked outside of their conversion of the pistol round, it does feel like an all too familiar tale of the Dust 2 they just experienced. Forced into the partial buy, as you correctly prophesized. Let's see if they can make a bit more of an impact here. They have got some utility, so one would be able to take some early map control. It's certainly not going to be Banana, though, because you're about to have 3 different players laden the floor with flame. Only the first and the deep to start us off. You see this crossfire often from CT sides, once or twice a half. Or per
Can go
holding.
really well or really badly.
Yeah, it could be a double kill. Well, it's usually ends with a double kill, one way or the other.
Yeah.
That's the successful one for the CTs.
Nice call from CT as well. Instead of thinking, oh, this whole position, we've got 2, just get out of there. Like, you confirm there are pistols as well. Like, why keep it close range? Why even challenge those CZs? Get out of there, take the lead, and not take any damage. Perfect. Really well played from Spirit.
Yeah, that's a dream. Spiat's going to shift things in his team's favor, and I'm not sure if he's going to be ballsy enough to go for that ball, that weapon, excuse me. Magisk is not in the server. Magic, however, has really fluffed his line. Speedak only going to get the 1. It's because when I was calling Magisk, I'd call him Magic
Okay.
for so long, and then I finally got used to saying Magisk, Magisk, Magisk. Now I'm back to Magic.
To be fair, it's probably the first time you've casted him.
It is,
The
I
brain's tricking you. It's a lot to keep up with.
There's a few names I'm less familiar with. Sviat, however, left with nothing really on his plate. He did manage to get that rifle in the end. That was one question we had, but he's just going to walk into the crosshairs of Disbalance. And so, 7 for Team Spirit. They really have managed to lock down this Inferno. I mean, this was Hard Legion's pick, right? If ever there was
Yes.
a T side that you'd expect a little more of an inspiring playbook, it would be here.
Well, luckily they got the pistol, you know. That was the catalyst to some success here at the start. Like 4 rounds with a few to go. It's not too scary right now, but they need to present a little bit more than just those fast mid takes. Like, sure, they get mid control, but they're taking damage by running through the the Molotovs each time. We haven't really seen them challenge towards B at the start. They've actually left the bomb in T spawn, like not even T step. Someone will go back and get it. I think that's Sviat's realizing that's not really ideal. So a different approach this time. Fast towards B.
What is going on? Grey screens everywhere. Mir, however, has found both of them.
This
2 from him.
kind of ridiculous.
Over.
I guess there's a chance, but another HE about to be delivered here. CTs will outstay their welcome. I didn't like that, to be honest with you. That's another situation. You've got a massive lead, 4-on-2. Like, you don't need to be at the mouth of the B-bomb side. But, well, Disbalance will take care of any problems they're having.
A very quick shot, just the tip of Speedag's head. Manages to clip it. And a second is dead as
Nice and
well.
fast. Yeah, good flick. So I changed it. You can see them just trying to have this. The fast middle's not working. Let's try fast B. We've left the bomb in T spawn, unfortunately. So even if they had got those initial kills, that would be taking so long to get up there. Quite a clumsy affair from Hard Legion. Like, the bomb should never be left in T spawn. That kind of happens in our games, Alex. I'm just like, I'll go back and get it, I guess. You've all dropped it in spawn.
Or it's that really funny thing. It's like someone needs to get the bomb, and you just watch this like 3 people stop and then go, oh, no.
Because I normally AWP. I always just like throw the bomb and say, someone pick it up. And
Yeah,
then I'm like left in spawn, like, no one's got it. Okay, well, guess I'll pick it up, I guess. Well, Kinky. He'll be receiving one of those AWP bullets straight to the kneecap, down to 17 points of health. Just another partial buy here. Right now, it feels like an 11-4 scoreline.
It does have that odor to it.
Trying to work out why Hard Legion picked this, to be honest with you.
Yet to really display too much, but their CT side, likely well dribbled. They do want to be able to post at least 5 here. And on the partial, they are preparing to find the 5th in the 14th. Molotov, good timing, will force them towards the short position, or not, because Krad, like a moth to the flame, he just stands in it. From 100 to 10. Advancing now towards Arch. It worked for them before. This time, however, Magic's new position, better weapon, and a double kill. Doesn't have to do much more. Mir can do the rest. And he does. Kinky last to fall. Did get, as you said, a bullet to the kneecap, so really nothing.
Yeah, if he wins this, I'm done.
You're
If
done?
know what,
Just
that's
headset
it.
off, walk out?
Well, I'll just retire. That'll be it.
Okay. Well,
Luckily,
phew.
we're still here. Maybe
Still
I'm
have a
lucky.
casting partner for tomorrow. Thank goodness.
Maybe it's for the best. We'll see round 14 come through here, and at this point, Hard Legion, desperate for any sort of ideas. Wouldn't be surprised we've got a tactical timeout, which we do, and it's going to be called by the Hard Legion. This will be their third, I believe, after getting a 3-0 start and getting a 4-4 scoreline. Things were looking okay at that point. You thought to yourself, well, maybe there's something to be said about this one. Inferno is a reason why they picked it, but for now, struggling to even really find impactful kills. We know they've got that mid approach. That's fine. They've got a pretty ropey B fast play with the bomb left in T-spawn. Need to see some more of the defaults there. Where's the map control? Where are the executions? We've seen a few set pieces from the start of a round, but I want to see more of the fundamentals being.
And it's a very good question because it's not like it's not in their playbook. We saw examples of it during their Dream Eaters tenure. There was a clear strategy and structure, and we haven't seen too much of it from their T side today. A little bit more of a successful default, running that clock down, executing into the site. So far, minimal. Much more quick pace to their play. And look at it, just balance. He will gobble up that flashbang, though, so he will be forced off nicely.
Yeah, good flash, to say the least.
That's me starting, trying to find the positivity continuing to flow through my veins.
Well, that means they can get some decent amount of goal. Losing the first pick on the T side of Inferno is a gutting feeling. They're going for another faster mid play here, so they've got control at least. So they're not fully committing and running through flames, but they are going to receive significant damage from the HE grenade there. It's Kinky down to 73, but the bomb's there at least. They've got Sviat patrolling the flanks here, reaching the extremities. And now what's the play? The mid control obtained. They go back and get banana control now. The problem is, yeah, you've got middle control, but you haven't shown anything at B, allowing them to have 4 CTs on that side of the map. Oh, Magic's beautiful. Suppressing fire does lead to his death, unfortunately, but there will be a conversion, at least. Young will find Forrester. That's going to push him back towards B, I would imagine. Drophead is trying to show as much as he can to hold them at bay for a rotation to come through. And I think it's enough. They go back towards the A side of the map here. So his standalone position with an M4, no utility, was enough there. He feels confident he can hold that by himself.
And so does Sundai Young. He finally goes down, but my God, 4 kills in quick succession. Sviat, he's still shaken, shell-shocked, pushed from 2 angles. 10 now for Team Spirit, and it's all off the back of the young fragger. 16-6 his scoreline now. He just added 4 to that tally in very quick succession. And Team Spirit, look at their score.
Kind of wild, to be honest with you. The fact that he has a Molotov land at his feet, and instead of extinguishing or retreating, he just goes, you know what? Straight up, let's go. I'll take this battle. He'll get 3 kills from the flames and go down to them as well, and he just commits this spray. Speedek had no information there as to what was going on.
Brutal way to go down. Not like this. Hard Legion.
Last round, rush middle boys, through the flames they go once again. There might be a chance to take down the Orpha, but a nice incendiary. We said 11-4 was looking likely. It might be personified at this point. We'll see ourselves with Magic's finding the bomb, and that's going to be the round. 4-on-1, just a max 10 here. Maybe 1 kill available, but it will be a pistol victory. A 3-0 start. Very similar scenes to Dust 2, but maybe even worse. It's Team Spirit in full control here as we'll take a break at half and see whether they can find the 2-0.
We're really looking for Hard Legion in this series. It was started on Dust 2, and it looks like it could very well end here on Inferno, the second map. It was their selection, but their T side was uninspired and uninvigorated, just a little bit to show for it, primarily off the back of their pistol. And so Team Spirit poised just 5 rounds away from striking distance of the semi-finals in this domestic derby. A battle betwixt the teams that live in the shadow of Na'Vi. Here in Malta, it's Champions Cup Day 2, final best of 3 of the day. I'm Machine, I'm joined by Mr. Henry Greer.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Let's get into the action. It's a pistol round, and it has been the one shining light for Hard Legion is they can win the pistols.
They're very good at winning pistols. You're dead on there. But if they lose this one, could be curtains for Hard Legion. This will be them removed from the tournaments, and to be honest with you, Team Spirit have looked admirable in their attempts.
Yeah.
Sviat will be pushed back. There was a chance for an initial headshot there. That's 30 damage. He's got Crad with him. So they've got, this is classic Counter-Strike right now. In Inferno, you get B control, you're not necessarily looking for kills, you're just taking vision away. So they have to keep 2 players outside of the map unless they flash over and get intel. So you've got about a 30-second window now before they'll get inquisitive. So you want to go back and now get the mid control, remove that vision as well. At that point, that's when you dump your grenades and hopefully work as a 5-man unit. So mid control granted. Smokes are down towards library. They're going to choose quads. So this is a classic Counter-Strike approach here. But will they be able to find the initial frags? They haven't found it first, and there's lots of headshots being exchanged here. A 3 versus 2, but Forrester, he's low in the pit, and they seem to know it as well. Chopper, he's not wasting any time. And down he will go. That's Forrester. No bomb planted just yet. Makes things a little bit more complicated there. Against the USPs, as you can see, the range advantage shining brightly. Looks like they might have done enough here. They're facing together. Oh, it might cost them the round, though. A great job from Midas Balance. 1 versus 1. Sviat at 56 HP. Bomb will be obtained here.
He still wants to fight?
Oh, he goes graveyard. This is a big play. Because now he has no information. With this time, there was enough to go back towards B, I suppose. Just on the nose, but looking towards quad. Here's the plan come through. And Sphere gives himself up. Midas Balance has the advantage now, especially with the P250 in hand, and the shot is delivered. Another pistol victory for Hard Legion, and we'll see the defuse come in, but will there be a buy in the second? They can bring out Galils across the board pretty much. With 4 kills and the plan down, that's what I'd anticipate. That's kind of
That's enough to break them, right? Like
yeah, most teams will almost
enough.
certainly buy in this round. But I guess with this massive lead, you might just wait. Time will tell. I would say they more than likely buy. But a good
Defuse
chance.
does get confirmed, and we will see the 5th then on the board for Hard Legion. Disbalance, though, he gave that a real shot. Double peak, standing your ground, that takes guts. And finding a quick shot into the first really put him within striking distance.
So they arguably have the advantage here of the firepower at least. They get themselves 3 rifles, one of which is the Kree, 2 AK-47s, a Scout, and Chopper with the Deagle. Now you have to drop 2 weapons to even make this buy a possibility, so you get no armor for Chopper and Samdar Young. But a big round here.
This is where momentum can shift because of the investment. Hard Legion, they're gifted the 6th. If they win this, it's the 7th converted as well. One more test, you're into the 8th, and that gap has really sealed. Crad gets the info, catches the tip of Mir's head, and that nade doesn't do too much. Gathered up towards the brackets, though. No control from Hard Legion at this point in time for middle, so they can just burst out short should they desire. Forrester has got a decent weapon for the job, though. An MP9 on balcony can be punished, but that's all just smoke and mirrors. They want to force the CTs to respect the possibility of an explode on towards A. Team Spirit, they're pulling the strings nicely here. There's only 2, and they're actually looking to re-aggress, no less. Oh, that nade is huge! My
Wow.
God!
A monstrous grenade there. Knocking on the door of around 180 damage. This M4, though, needs to deliver, which it cannot. Still, significant damage inflicted. The bomb thrown over. They are the walking wounded on that side of the server here, so still a chance of the retake. Oh, spots 1. Magix will have the information at least, so he knows he's got to be ready for a quick shot here, but he's low, and they do a great job of making sure his crosshair's not in a prime position here. But this is such a massive round. Still a 2-on-2. No kit available for the CT side. Forrester, close range with the MP9. Will challenge first, but down to just 19 points of health. His teammate will have to do the heavy lifting here. A couple of shots on the AK will win in the round. That's exactly what comes through. And it will be Team Spirit bouncing back after taking so much damage on that grenade, Alex. They managed to bust their way through and now forcing Hard Legion to buy back themselves. It's going to have to be more of the same. CZs, 5-7, Scouts, nowhere near as good as what Team Spirit had before.
Decibel levels plummeting from the right-hand side of the stage here. Lovely from Starladder. He actually chooses to play aggressive. It's so common to see players, even at the highest level, when you know it's a 2v2, when you know how much is riding on it, just to want to lean into the defensive, more passive style of play. But Disbalance just brought the fight to them, knew he had the advantage, and the advantage carries over here into round 18.
Yeah, this is playing for 14-5 right now. This is the force buy, which they've got a massive percentage of winning it. And then if you do, you're 13-5 up against a full eco.
Poised to finish Inferno.
And they've won
quickly.
both pistols, by the way. Hard Legion, that is.
And potentially at that 13-5 you were talking about, to have won both pistols, it's almost incomprehensible. But they rotate as a pack, and the CT Snake slithers to B, which is where Mir happens to, well, be. He's selling this pretty brilliantly on his own at the moment, and it's only one smoke and a couple of bullets that's drawn this rotate in, but of course when you're on to the force buy, gambles are necessary. Spray, only the first, but he has Disbalance to support him. Will find another. They're walking straight into the stack and it's working. They have the bomb, and now Sviat, last man standing, will be traded out in the end. Team Spirit weather the storm and will dust themselves off after quite a chaotic running into the force.
The good thing is, it doesn't matter how close those rounds are, knowing they force ball there, as long as you win the rounds, you've got a full eco up against you next. So it doesn't really do too much, especially in the context of this particular map. You're 13-5 up, like you're absolutely fine. So they have to eco. One Zeus, a smoke purchase, they can't even afford a P250. So that's 14-5.
14-5 in the bag. Only way they could possibly change that would be with some heroics and running straight in towards this banana stack of the CTs. It will be Mir given that challenge once again. But this one is just a matter of time. We've seen a couple of Hard Legion losing to the full eco. Oh, actually, wait, that was in the previous series, excuse me.
It was.
God, it's all blurring into one. That was Mirage. Of course, Dust 2 was the first map in this series. It was Ents who were picking up those fantastic eco victories. Rotating back around, so they're in the right place. Grad close, will be hunted down by Chopper's Mac 10.
So now they can hear the USBs going off. They just need to work together, nothing too flashy required. Moa might be overstepping the mark a little bit, but he is just against one. It's the Zeus of Sviat who holds towards B alone. And the fact they're together, sure, he might get one, but he'll be traded out pretty quickly. You haven't seen many Zeus kills this stage, and that trend continues as they head towards B. Round pretty much confirmed with Chopper. Getting towards CT spawn, not seeing anyone at all. Gets a shot in the back, safely jumps in towards Ruins, and Mer is on a mad one. He just wants to get all the kills. Yeah, he's got 23 so far.
He's hungry. He wants the 30 bomb before this one's over. He even has a smoke grenade, so if things get a little too hot, a little too spicy, he can throw one at the mouth of CT, but they're bringing the fight to these CTs here. All three of them, rifles v USPs. It is an unnecessary push, but they want the blood, and they want this round over, confirmed by some Die Young as he connects his third. And that will be the 14th, as you prophesied. 2 away from Team Spirit, sending Hard Legion home and securing a spot in the semi-finals as well.
Round 20. Last few lifelines here for Team Legion, or Hard Legion, I should say, would be more accurate, I suppose.
I suppose.
If there's any pedants out there, we'll say the correct name. That's fine. They started off with a 7-0 lead on Dust 2. That ended 16-7 against them. And now there's a 3-0 start of Inferno in their favor. They've won both pistols. And now we've just lost Krad at the start of the round before we've seen anyone.
That sucks. Krad's had a quiet Inferno.
Yeah, he's not had the best showing. He currently sits on 4-20. Well, I guess that's something. Pretty cool number.
Something. Yeah, perhaps 420 is a good idea after a loss like this. And, oh, damn, back and forth we go. Only one man to defend B. It's only Forrester, and he does continue to posture.
Well, they might as well just go for the A attack here, knowing there's at least one towards B. They've got a 4-on-3 advantage. I like this. This is at least quite smart play from Hard Legion, getting one up towards the atrium. Just about there. And now, the problem is you're very vulnerable to flashes in this spot. One flash, normally you have a player beneath you directly, and you can just look into the wall. You won't have that luxury. But there's a chance they just go for a contact play, but getting multiple frags up here with an M4A4, the Gatling gun up top, so there's the first. Trade it out. That's to be expected.
And so SpeedX kind of solo, lone wolf. You'll have Forrester starting to scarper as more utilities invested towards this A. Take double molly, no one home. SpeedX has to be the perfect flick. Magic's way too quick, and so 15 on the cards.
He can do this though, Alex. Forrester, he has been an influential fragger for the squad throughout this tournament. Smoke down tickles the toes of some Young, but that's about it. No kit, no grenades. They are so low, but there's no way of segregating them right now.
I think even Mir gets the frag. Nope, does get caught out. And Forrester will upgrade. He's just going to try and throw everything he possibly can. If only that other bullet into some Young had connected. Magix can now just play this off angle, but quick adjustment. Forrester closing the gap. He has to be quick. Some Young's just cowering on the site. He'll clear it quick. And held. Some Young secures 15. My God.
He didn't have a kit, but he certainly made it exciting there. 15-5, money broken, and maybe the spirit of Hard Legion is as well. See what you did there?
I did.
Pun certainly intended.
Wow. I'm going to give you 16 points to Gryffindor.
16? I thought that was at least 19 points.
Okay, you're right. Okay, I'll give you 19, but the other houses get 6.
Okay, that's fair.
Imagine if all of esports just lived in like a Hogwarts-like structure. That would be a whole different ball game. This balance draws blood. Team Spirit, 4 frags, 3 frags, 2 frags away. Oh no! What was that? My God, I was just starting my sentence and the round is over.
And the series, unfortunately, Hard Legion. This is disappointing for them. Like they can do much better than this.
Yeah.
We saw that in the beginning stages. It does too. It looked like a different team. It looked like they were the ones running away with it. Inferno's their pick. They've won both pistols, about to get 16-5'd. It's not good enough, I'm afraid. Team Spirit just absolutely smashed them here.
Yeah, perhaps, we're seeing the fallout of that explosion on Dust 2. This battering 16 rounds in a row acquired by Team Spirit to overcome their adversaries on the first. I think that's probably starting to echo here in Inferno. By winning the pistols and not converting really anything outside of that.
Oof, the double spray down to 1 HP. Magix is just like, yeah, it's
Styling on him.
Come on, let's go.
I want to see Magic smile. I've seen them win some big rounds, and no, a roll of the eyes and a reluctant fist bump.
Yeah, it would have been a very different scene had the squad Hard Legion picked that one up. They would have been going nuts.
Oh yeah, for sure.
GG though, calm, cool, and collected. Happy with that victory, even with a 7-0 deficit to kick things off. They managed to answer back in stylish fashion there. 16-7, 16 rounds in a row on the first map, and a 16-5 convincing victory after losing both pistols on Inferno. That's unheard of.
That is truly
one gun
ridiculous. The same series, they're doing unheard of, unspeakable Counter-Strike things. 16 in a row on our first, and a very solid Inferno, despite the double pistol victory for their opponent. And their next opponent, now they're locked in for the semi-finals. Only 4 teams remain here, and it will be none other than Furia waiting for them in the wings. Outside of that, G2 and ENCE will be clashing tomorrow as well in the semi-finals, but it ends here for Hard Legion. And if anything, they're just going to have a lot to break down. If they watch that one back, I'm sure there's so many holes and so many face palms that they are going to be able to patch up.
With it being the derby, as it were, you could see that they certainly were a little bit cagey. Like the fact they picked Inferno and their T side revolved around just one strategy in particular, which is the fast mid attack, which was great. That gun, the only gun round they picked up there. But then they ran it 2 or 3 times, and once those guys got ready, they were very comfortable indeed. Either way, that's the last game of the day, and we'll throw it over to the stage where Trace is waiting with our victors.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Alex. I caught a little bit of that Hogwarts conversation there. Real curious stuff, but I'm sure there's nothing less than magic going on right here with Team Spirit. They do find themselves still very much in the running here to win the Champions Cup in Malta, and I'm going to be talking to Sumdai Young about some of the stuff that we saw today. First and foremost, maybe even yesterday when you played Hard Legion, what did you learn? That was a 16-14 game. It was really close, down to the wire. What did you learn about those guys?
We just learned that train is difficult map, so we don't be hit that time, and it's okay.
Yeah, and that makes the most sense, especially coming into a best of 3 today. Obviously, it wasn't on the cards until the very end, didn't have to get there. Because you guys did this thing where you let 7 rounds go by, and then you just ran away with 16. Talk to me about the momentum. Talk to me about how it goes down like that.
Yeah, it's all because our captain, Chopper, I don't know, he's just madman. Man himself, and he just take our energy and get it together and say a lot of good things and just clutch and win every duel. So that's about him, I guess.
Yeah, and he certainly did his part. You're absolutely on right there. If you go ahead and look at the VOD, if you go ahead and look at the stats, they're all going to say the same thing. But one thing that we have to say right now is that, yes, you are still in the running for a semifinal. You're also up there with G2, you're up there with Int, and you're stacked up against Furia. Talk to me about playing Furia in a semifinal.
Oh, we don't really think about it yet, but I think we will watch demos like always, some preparation, and just good vibes, that's all.
When are you going to get tired of doing these interviews and make your teammates step up?
I think only Magic can speak English a bit, so maybe later.
Well, he's having a hell of a tournament. Perhaps we can continue down that path. It's going to be Some Die Young. It's going to be Team Spirit going to the semifinals here in Malta. Congratulations, my friend. Let's kick it over the desk and close this day out.
Yes, that's exactly what we're about to do. We're going to close this day out. Thank you very much, Trace. And thank you very much, Some Die Young. He gives us some entertainment with that, right? Chopper, just madman.
Just a madman,
Just
yeah.
madman.
Sounds
do
about
what he
right.
wants.
Yeah.
It's what we thought about him, right? Because we've seen him before being the in-game leader, just savagely destroying everyone under Vega. Well, now he's doing it while being the captain as well.
It had been a long, long time since I saw both Chopper on one hand on the first map and then Mir on the second one, with Some Die Young, obviously, who was absolutely mental in that pit. But yeah, they were all over the place. What a great occasion to, for the first time, beat Hard Legion. We said it before that best of 3, they were 4-0 in terms of map, or rather 0-4. And now they beat them in that huge tournament with 300K on the line, and they qualify for the playoff.
Not just, though, beating them. This was borderline abuse. Like, my God. First of all, the 16-0 in a row in the rounds.
Yep.
Obviously not a 16-0 score, like 16-7, but just an epic run on Dust 2. And then this performance with an 11-4 first half, and then they just didn't really slow down.
Nope.
Well, they won 32 out of the last 37 rounds that were played out. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
They don't share.
No, they're not at all. And indeed, 4 of the rounds that they managed to take out of 5 on the Hard Legion side were because of the pistol round going their way. They won both pistols, finished with 5 rounds. It doesn't get much worse than that.
This is, you know what, this craziness is exactly what we mean at the desk when we say, hey, this is domestic matchup, we don't really know what to expect.
Yeah, exactly.
We said it.
There was no reason for us to see that coming. First of all, and we say it again, the last 4 times these two teams met, Hard Legion always won. They beat them at this tournament as well in the best of 1 in the first day, 16-14, it's like a very close, very tight affair. And then today, Spirit just decided, well, actually, you know what, we're just going to win 16-7, 16-5.
And we just saw Mur there opening up the pistol round. I want to say he participated in 8 opening duels across that map. He won 8 of them. Not too bad. 100% of the entries he went for, he found, and you can't really complain when you're having a performance like that. As well, I also said on the when we were actually casting the previous time these guys played, and the results went like 16-3, and then the next time it was over 16-10, 16-14. I said, look, they're getting better every time they play them, so logically, Spirit are going to win next time. So, a big brain. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Self-proclaimed big brain when you're stood next to Maniac. Fair play to you.
I mean, you got to have confidence. I think that's the key in life. They were certainly confident playing
Absolutely.
that game.
Look,
now,
I'm taking a note from their book. If it works for them, it can work for me.
Well, it needs to with your height.
They turned around the games, and now I can turn around my life. This is how...
This is going down the drain. Is that when we call it night, or what's happening right now?
This is what we know what happens when we've got Mitch on here. But no, honestly, what we saw from Spirit there was a monstrous performance, but you knew they were in the heads of Hard Legion. That's why Hard Legion couldn't pull themselves out of it. You looked at the player cams, look at their expressions. They were lost for words.
Yeah, I was sitting in the audience watching the game, and it was truly hard for Hard Legion, really watching them, trying to find solution. The coach behind was trying to, you know, put them some energy, trying to tap on the shoulders, come on, and then I saw Sviat trying to rally the troop, trying to find solutions. But anytime they would try and face someone from Spirit, that would just be -2, -3. And then I would look at them, and they wouldn't even rage. No. They let go of the keyboard and the mouse, were like,
Again.
And that's it.
We've been here before.
Yeah, it's like a feeling of being absolutely powerless, and that's what transpired from that game, honestly. And I'm glad that finally, we always talk about, oh yeah, Spirit, a very high skill ceiling, all these players can show up. And then people would think, yeah, I've never seen it. But now you have. Now you have. This is what can happen when Spirit are fired up. Now, can they do it tomorrow against a different kind of opponent? And that's going to be the next question.
Well, this is the thing, right? Going up against Furia is going to be very difficult for them. We're going to take a look one more time at this bracket and how these groups have worked out, because we have all our semi-final teams. We have them all on the cards, and that's what's interesting, right? We're going to get Furia versus Hard Legion, and we're going to get G2 going up against ENCE. And you can see it. Furia made it through. They had a day off today. They got to chill, watch what was going on, probably keeping a keen eye on ENCE, who certainly stepped up today.
I mean, yes, obviously they will have to. And if you think about the 4 teams making it to the playoff, then I think G2 makes sense, ENCE makes sense, and obviously Furia as well. Spirit, we knew it was going to be a hard-fought battle to have that spot in the playoff. Now, Spirit, the better ones here. Big was a name that we could have thrown in that discussion for sure.
On paper, everyone would have said that, yes.
Absolutely, and actually they went out last place, so not everyone can be happy at the end of the day. We said some dreams were going to be shattered today, and some people will be very happy.
Well, look, for Big, there was one positive. They won their first map of the last 2 events they've been at. They didn't win a single one at DreamHack Seville. They almost went out without winning one here, so it's getting better. 1 map now, 2 maps next time.
That's the saddest, happiest fact I've ever heard. Like, that's the saddest victory ever.
Mitch found some sort of hope in that dire
we did
situation.
win a map.
You got one map in 2 tournaments.
I mean, it was 16-12 against G2.
Can we just take a second to appreciate that G2 ENCE that's coming up? This is some high-octane Counter-Strike coming up.
That also sounds like a grand final match. Right?
Yeah,
I'll be honest. For a semi-final, we are in for a treat. And the Furious Spirit one, okay, it may not sound on paper as exciting, but you've got the Brazilians who have this explosive, uncontrollable style where Art is not just an in-game leader, he's a machine that just runs forward and does damage. But you've got a Spirit here where we've seen players
they did it today.
that might be able to do it in a similar fashion.
Yeah, the question is going to be if Spirit show that kind of face, because if they do, then you have Madman Chopper going up against Art. That's going to be some Counter-Strike.
I didn't even think about that. That's like 2 fragging in-game leaders going head-to-head. I'm getting so excited already, and we're not even close to tomorrow yet. We've got a bit of a later start time tomorrow as well. We're starting a bit more towards the evening, but starting with you, Maniac, any final thoughts for today? Because it has been a fun one.
Listen, it's been a great day of Counter-Strike. I've seen so many maps I can't even remember who played, which is a great thing. Like, it means we have been knee-deep into Counter-Strike. Now we finally have the playoffs. We get a long night of sleep so that we can go up against this next day, the playoff, finally. I feel like it's like going to the restaurant and you have the entree. It's good food, but it's not what you came for. You came for the meal, and that's what's happening tomorrow.
The main course.
Absolutely.
It's here. It's ready. It's serving
That's
up.
what it is.
Mitch, what about you?
Look, Spirit making it through. Either way, I'd be pretty happy. We're seeing one of these teams, either Hard Legion or Spirit, coming up against a Brazilian later on. It's particularly Furia, CIS versus Furia. That's a matchup I always love to see. So I'll be keeping my eye on that match tomorrow. I'm excited to see which region prevails.
Well, let's see what region prevails, and what we're going to do for now is rest, get some sleep, relax, and enjoy the rest of our evening. I hope you guys at home do the same as well, but make sure you're back in time around 4 p.m. CET tomorrow for the opening games, because you will not want to miss it. We'll be deciding who's going to the grand finals here in Malta.